Iowa Western turns another page as the Reavers speed read past DUPAGE. The Falcons win over the Wildcats. Who pays a heavy price? What a show at City Stadium, but did the City team win? Volleyball any one? Iowa Western killing it at Canesville. 2 for the price of 1 at TJ. The Yellow Jackets bark with the big dogs. Hey, no more dogging it. Go time. The Bluffs Sports Zone starts right now. Hello, I'm J.J. Davis, and welcome to another edition of the Bluffs Sports Zone. Now, tell me it's not hard to get spoiled. I mean, the Iowa Western football team just continues to make it look easy. As the third-ranked Reavers home sweet home, and suddenly I feel a zero. Yes, I feel another goose egg coming up. Here's IWTV student Austin Heinen.
Reavers cruise onto home field on family picnic day. Break it down, it's game time. Late first quarter, Akis Teague runs through the herd for a gain of 13 yards to the Iowa Western 44. 2 plays later, Teague at it again, this time 41 yards. G-O-N-E, gone. PAT though is no good, 6-0 Reavers after 1 quarter. 2 minutes into the second, home team keeping the offense balanced. Connor Brevard gets it to Antoine Gilbert. First down on the DUPAGE 27. Few plays later, Brevard to Gilbert again. Fights his way forward. 8 yards scoring play. 13-0 Big Blue. Chaparral is trying to get some offense of their own. Dontrell Chance bursts a big run, goes for 37 yards. First down DUPAGE in enemy territory. But the dark side would just lock down the visiting offense. Devontae Schneider brings down Lamont Toney. Reavers hold the visitors to 161 total yards. Teams head to the locker rooms. Iowa Western up 13-0 at the half. 10:46 left in the third. Brevard, who hit 11 different receivers. Brock Hinkle breaks one and moves the chains. Same drive, keeping the running game going. Teague powers his way forward for his second score of the day. The sophomore had 178 yards rushing, 20-0 Iowa Western. Chaparrals take over, still looking for something offensively. Not exactly what they had in mind. Ryan Langford to the house, 20-yard interception return, running away with a now 26-0. Reavers off a pick. Brevard, 20 of 36, 189 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This one, Geronimo Allison reaches across for the score. Iowa Western dominates and defeats College of DuPage 33-0.
Definitely stepped up second half, scored a lot of points and got it rolling, so it was really good. O-line, we were doing great, and the first half we was kind of shooting ourselves in the foot, but we got it going and it worked good.
Well, I was a little bit disappointed in the first half. I felt that we made some mistakes, just some mental mistakes were the biggest thing, but I challenged them at halftime to come out with a little bit of fire and show me what type of team this is made up in the second half, and gosh, good performance in the second half.
The defense has now 3 straight shutouts. The team comments on their performance.
They're awesome. I mean, it's great playing offense for a team, with the defense that hasn't let up a score in over 12 quarters. So, it's great. It's a great gift, and they're a great defense, and I'm so glad, that they're on our team.
That's just what we try to do every week, and the more we can shut teams out, the better we look as a squad. So our ultimate goal is a championship on the national scale, and the defense, our coach is always telling us the defense will win the championships, while an offense, they'll win the games to get there. But we just do everything we can to make plays and make sure everybody's doing their part.
Gosh, what else can you say? Third straight shutout, I think 12 straight quarters or something, but they dominated the football game. DuPage never really was challenging or threatening us, so hats off to our defensive staff, our kids. They played their tails off again today.
The Reavers get 510 yards off 95 plays. For the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm Austin Heinen.
Thanks, Austin. So, the Reavers stay undefeated, 4-0 in the Midwest Football Conference. Iowa Western has outscored its MFC opponents 181-10. 181-10. That's crazy. Quarterback Connor Bavard back after sitting out that rainstorm in North Dakota. Now the sophomore, 20 of 36 for 189 yards and 2 touchdowns. Big game for Akis Teague. The transfer from Cincinnati, 19 carries, 178 yards, and a couple of TDs, including one from 41 yards out. Now Iowa Western runs for 240 and goes up top for 270 more for over 500 total yards. Stonewall on the D side. The defense posts its 3rd straight shutout. In fact, it hasn't been scored on for 13 quarters. Now, top-ranked Mississippi Gulf Coast lost to Jones County Community College. So that means the Reavers should move up to number 2, or who knows, even number 1 in the polls, making next week's showdown at 7th-ranked Georgia Military even bigger. Just keeps getting better and better for the Stroh Show. Same deal for the volleyball team. Canesville rocking, and so were the Reavers. But first, dropping like flies at St. Albert. When we come back.
At Council Bluffs Savings Bank, our goal is to help you, your families, and your businesses grow and prosper for generations. We take pride in our community, whether it's volunteering our time or helping individuals, families, and businesses succeed. We provide you with the personal service and attention you deserve. With over 220 years of banking experience, decisions are made locally. We are Council Bluffs people operating at Council Bluffs Bank to help Council Bluffs be a better place to work and live. Council Bluffs Savings Bank, hometown banking, the way it used to be. Member FDIC.
This portion of the Bluffs Sports Zone brought to you by Cutler O'Neill Meyer Woodring family-owned funeral home, serving Council Bluffs in southwest Iowa for over 100 years.
Who expected to see this on the St. Albert sidelines? Quarterback extraordinaire Tucker Coljet in crutches, out for the season. But nonetheless, the show must go on, and it does. But the bleeding, so to speak, doesn't stop. The latest example? A Wildwood at home with the Wildcats. The Falcons roll in looking for their 49th straight district win. West Central Valley unimpressed. 3rd and 7, St. Albert 44. Quarterback Bryce Kearns to Rob Erlmeyer, good for a first down. The junior keeping it up top to Erlmeyer again in the end zone. Got it from 34 yards out, 6-0 Wildcats. John Myring running the show for St. Albert. 22 yards and a first down. Then, on the very next play, number 16 dragged down. Myring escorted to an ambulance. The junior taken to the hospital with a dislocated elbow. And so, Travis Miller steps in, the sophomore. An 11-yard touchdown strike to Eric Johnson, 7-6 Falcons, 5:41 first quarter. The home team putting on an air show. Miller little outlet pass to Jake Avey, and the senior first down and then some inside the red zone. 2 plays later, quick slant to number 36 again, 8-yard TD, St. Albert 14-6 after 1, and keep the clipboard handy, just getting started. Just under 10 minutes left in the second quarter. The Falcons fumble. Rob Erlmeyer scoops it up and is gone. Number 23, 71 yards for 6, and the visitors cut it to 14-12. The home team, touche. Kearns picked off by Avey. 40-yard interception return for his second touchdown, 21-12 St. Albert. And the senior here, putting on a show. Avey from Miller cuts it back for 20 yards to the Valley 14. And number 10 just keeps firing away. Miller puts it up. Gage Bowman just short of the goal line. Great catch. John Burleson pounds it in. Falcons 28-12, 4:20 left in the half. But the Wildcats keep coming. Kearns lets it fly. 22 yards to Clayton Scott in the end zone. And St. Albert and head coach Kevin Coljet just glad to get to the break with a 28-18 lead. Third quarter, West Central Valley loses the football. Mason Beasley recovers for the home team. St. Albert running back by committee. Guess who? Number 40 again, right at you. The senior Beasley from 15 yards out, 35-18 Falcons under 7 minutes left third quarter. But the visitors making a game out of it. Less than 2 minutes later, Alex Hoover, 20 yards untouched, 35-24. Less than 2 minutes left in the quarter. Beasley, his second TD, 42-24. St. Albert pouring on the points without a number of key players. Fourth quarter, the Flying Finn. This time, the freshman Eli inside the 20. And then Burleson again, his second touchdown run. 49-24 Falcons. Second-ranked St. Albert outscores West Central Valley 56-32.
We came in with 9 guys out to start the game. We lose John Myring right away. We lose a couple guys throughout the game. At the end of the game, I think we had 3 freshmen playing defense who didn't rep all week. Travis Miller came in and did a great job. Finn came in and did a great job. Our offensive line really dominated, and we held in there defensively and on special teams. We lost our punter, we lost our kicker, we lost everybody. But hey, we got it out of victory, and we'll just try to get healthy and we'll move on.
So what did you think when the coach said, "Hey, Travis, you're up"?
Well, I was a little nervous, but I mean, it was just jitters going in there. But I just wanted to play my role and be a team player, get the job done. And my offensive line blocked great for me, and my receivers ran great routes. I just tried to put it in there and let them do the rest.
Can you believe all this, and yet you're in the backfield?
It was a little hard to believe at first, especially after those first couple big runs. But once we got settled down and got into the groove, it was a good adjustment, and we played really hard tonight.
You're a senior. What's the mood? What have the guys been saying with everything that's happened?
We're trying to keep positive, but we know that losing Tucker was a big deal on our offense and on our defense and special teams. He's a big part of the team. We miss Tuck, but we're playing for him, and we just got to keep our spirits high.
Coach, good job, great game. Yes. No, I didn't expect to be in week 4 and have 14 guys out, and I think 8 starters, no kicker, no punter. No, I didn't. That's not the way you envision the season, but it's football, and it's what you do. And when you got 21 seniors, guys step up, and we'll just continue to play and get better as each week goes by.
Great game.
St. Albert wins its 49th straight district game and runs its record to 4-0. But the Falcons pay another heavy price. And is the price still right for another run at the Dome? Time will tell. And then there's Abraham Lincoln. Now the Lynx had the lead on the road in the fourth quarter, seeing stars when it was all over. Sioux City North scores twice to take it 32-21. Another big night for Dylan Garner. The senior, 14 carries for 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. Bus one for 59. Quarterback Jared Thompson throws for 233 yards, and Brandon Colpitz catches 6 balls for 113. A photo finish as AL leads at 21-19 with about 8 minutes left and loses. Now the Lynx drop to 2-2, and next up, another important district showdown at home against another school from Sioux City. Meanwhile, Thomas Jefferson kicks off league play at City Stadium. The Yellow Jackets band together to break a 2-game losing skid. Opening drive, quarterback Jason Wallace finds Alex Powders for 21 yards. 2 plays later, the junior, a 10-yard touchdown strike to Ja'Kai Gregory, Thomas Jefferson with the quick lead. But Des Moines Hoover strikes right back. QB Brock Larson to Nick Schneider, and number 8 inside the 5. Next play, Logan Pfeiffer takes the pitch, and number 44 from 4 yards out let the track meet begin, tie game. Jackets next possession. Wallace to Dakota Bannock, runs it in from 16 yards out. The home team's back on top. But the visitors tie it, and then Luke Howley picks it off, and number 48 down the sidelines inside the 10. And then Larson rolls to Billy Davis. 21-14 Huskies after just 1 quarter. Thomas Jefferson trails by 10 at the break. Beginning of the third, after TJ recovers a fumble, Wallace his 3rd touchdown pass, this one to Stephen Ruby. Hoover's lead cut to 4. But Brock Larson takes over. The Huskies quarterback here, over 400 yards of total offense, including 109 on the ground. Larson to Davis. His 2nd touchdown catch, 30-20 Des Moines Hoover. Now Brock Larson, 20 of 30, 309 yards, including this one to a wide-open Colton Blackford. A 79-yard scoring play, 37-20 after 3 quarters. And it gets worse for the Jefferson side. The Yellow Jackets, 4 turnovers. The Stephen Ruby runs for 142 yards, loses this one. Jason Wallace, 17 of 34, 208 yards with 3 interceptions. The Huskies' Matt Schwartz does the honors. Brock Larson couldn't miss. No picks. The junior, 5 touchdown passes. Des Moines Hoover humbles Thomas Jefferson 51-27.
It's the start we wanted. We scored, gave up a touchdown, were able to come back and score again. And then, we had 3 turnovers inside of our own 40-yard line the first half, and that's tough to do.
What's it been this season?
I don't know if I have an exact answer to that, but if it hasn't been one thing, it's been another thing, and that just seems to be the thing that's haunting us. And I told the team afterwards that we've got to put together that one game where it's the perfect game. We can't be our own worst enemy.
TJ drops its 3rd straight game, and all 3 at CB Stadium. Now Lewis Central gets to do the honors on the road, and what do you know? The winless Titans take no prisoners. LC shuts out Atlantic 42-0. Austin Simmons, 12 completions for 182 yards and 2 touchdowns. Lincoln Rodenberg catches both of them, 16 and 24-yard TD strikes. And how about that Titan D? Ryan Scheidel, 14 tackles. Chris Thomas, 10. He also gets 4 sacks as Lewis Central gets its first win, and one could say when it matters most. Next up, a homer against ADM. The Thomas Jefferson volleyball team was home for 2 against 2 schools from Omaha. But first, Iowa Western shows us how it's done after the break.
For more than a quarter century, thousands of athletes have relied on this team, Jenny Ed Sportsmed. Their sole focus is to prevent, diagnose, and treat your sports injury, getting you back in the action. Jenny Ed Sportsmed partners with Neb Ortho, giving you consistent one-on-one care from diagnosis to rehab. And since every injury an athlete is different, they've even developed a sports injury clinic specifically designed for athletes. Jenny Ed Sportsmed.
What does the world have in store for you? It's all here. Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
It's been a fun ride for the Reavers' first-year head coach, Alicia Williams. I'm sure she's learning on the fly. That is, learning how to win. And a lot of those wins have come on the road. 9th-ranked Iowa Western, just 2 home matches. The first, a victory over Iowa Lakes in late August. And the second, Tuesday night, September 17th. For more, here's IWTV student Liz Hellbush.
4th-ranked Iowa Western Reavers.
Iowa Western volleyball against the Division II Northeast Hawks. Reavers start out on the left side, blocked. Sophomore Sydney Nelson goes for it, and it's out. Iowa Western getting back on its feet. Allie Dawson and Sanchez help Cassidy Sullivan knock it in. Northeast just can't make the play. Hawks freshman Isaiah Tees tips it up with one of her 7 kills in the first set. Set point, Northeast with the serve. Sullivan falling short on the spike. Reavers fall under the Hawks. Northeast winning set 1, 25-23. Second set, home team on fire with a hard spike by Dawson, one of the 12 kills total. Sophomore Madison Halterman digs in, comes back, sets it up, and Heather Smack tips it over. Hawks make the play. Isaiah Tees in with 1 point, one of her 12 overall, landing Northeast a 15-8 lead. Iowa Western gets angry on a 10-1 run, sets up the play, and freshman Janae Haig throws it down. Set point, Emily Jones sets it up, and Dawson comes in and bombs it. Reavers winning set 2 over the Hawks, 25-20. Waving into set 3, the Reavers playing a whole new game. These sends it home, Sanchez sets it up, and sophomore KK Lockhart spikes in with the kill, one of her 9. The Reavers bringing the heat as Nelson fires it over, adding to her 8 kills. Pumped up and in action, Jones with the block. Iowa Western dominating over Northeast with a 25-7 win in set 3. Set 4, the Reavers coming in hot. Lockhart with the block, and then over with the kill. Setting up the play, Jones with the set over to Dawson. The freshman spikes it down. Hawks giving it their all, but just not enough. KK Lockhart waits for the play, drives over, jumps up, and spikes it down. Home team winning set 4, 25-8. Iowa Western wins the match 3-1.
You know, we won pretty easily the first time we played them, so you know, subconsciously in your mind, I think that you just let up and you play down. And I warned them of that before the game started, but I still don't think they really get it until they lost. Indian Hills is a better team, I think. And so I think that we're going to have to work hard for it. It's not going to come easy, especially playing at their place. It's a small gym. Their fans are obnoxious and loud. So sometimes our girls kind of feed off that a little better, though. So I hope that you know, we can take the positive things out of the last 2 sets and just kind of run with it for tomorrow.
We thank you all.
The Reavers with a record of 13-3 for the Bluffs Sports Zone. I'm Liz Helbush.
Thanks, Liz. The Reavers then rolled into Indian Hills the next night and came rolling out with a 3-1 win. Next stop, Hutchinson, Kansas. Iowa Western, 4 matches, 2 days, and the Reavers drop just 1 set. Take the first 3-1, and then, as you can see, 3 straight shutouts. 9th-ranked Iowa Western now 18-3 and getting better and better all the time. And a lot of coaches will tell you, you want to peak for the postseason. Alicia Williams' club looks to be right on schedule. Same deal for the soccer teams. Ladies first. 3rd-ranked Iowa Western whitewashes Iowa Central on September 21st, 2-0. And then the number 3 men post their 7th straight shutout, blanking I Central 3-0, as the hits just keep on coming. A lot of hits at Thomas Jefferson. It's that time of the year again for the Yellow Jackets to turn things around. On the other side.
What does the world need? What will you become? Iowa Western. The world is waiting.
I was talking to TJ head volleyball coach Mike Bond, and he was telling me it's pretty much this time last year when the Yellow Jackets picked it up and started winning. Well, what do you know? Almost a year to the day. The Jackets like clockwork. Now, Thomas Jefferson, with just 1 win to its credit, opens up the bank for a couple with a couple from across the river. The Yellow Jackets host a triangular with Omaha Northwest and Omaha Benson. DJ takes on the Huskies to start things off. Visitors in the far court jump out in front. Madison McAllister with the soft kill. Northwest with the momentum early. Huskies grab a 7-3 lead in the first set, and how's this for a block party? But Thomas Jefferson, an 8-3 run, can't handle the serve, and it's tied at 9. The Yellow Jackets' Catherine O'Hara then comes up with one of her 6 kills, 11-10 TJ. But the team from Omaha rips off 5 straight. McAllister again, and it's 15-11 Northwest, written all over their faces. Tight match. But once again, the home team battles back, and once again, it's the senior, Catherine O'Hara, too hot to handle, tied at 22. Thomas Jefferson retakes the lead. Kayleen Garcia, back corner, TJ 23-22. But the Huskies right back. Lindsay Lohman on the front row just finds the opening, and it's tied at 23. Northwest wins the last 3 points as the Huskies would just block the Yellow Jackets 25-23. The visitors feeling pretty good about themselves, but that would be it. TJ picks up the intensity in the second set. Northwest here, just unforced errors, 5-2 Yellow Jackets. Cheyenne Pekka and the home side just keeping it in play. And Thomas Jefferson steps up with the block, 12-7 TJ. The Huskies near court just falling apart, 24-14. The Yellow Jackets send it over, and Northwest just sends it out. TJ wins the second set, 25-14. So they flip on it. The Jackets choose not to switch sides, so the visitors with the serve. Now Rachel O'Neill, 7 digs, and here, one of her 5 kills, 3-1 home team. Northwest again unable to handle the serve, 5-1 Thomas Jefferson. Now the Huskies do cut at the 3, just can't handle it, 13-10, still TJ. But the Jackets take the last 2 points. Garcia, one of her 17 assists. O'Neill with the exclamation point. Thomas Jefferson knocks off Omaha Northwest in 3.
Even though we lost the first one, I felt by the end of that match we were in control. We had more points at the end than they were. Our rallies were better. We played in system more than they did, so I'm glad that it transpired into a win for us.
This year we started out with a lot of new players because we lost some seniors, and we all had to learn new rotations, new people, and we all have fed off each other and grown a lot.
What do you think the strength of this year's team is?
Has been and always will be defense. We've never been a tall team, so defense is our pretty much goal for the whole entire game. If we can do defense, then our offense will come.
One of those deals where you now go into a match knowing you can win rather than we think we can.
Yeah, we're not settling anymore. We're thinking, hey, we're going to get this win. We need to get this win. Being close isn't good enough anymore.
We got a ways to go, but I like every day they give me 150% in practice, and I see improvement in them every day. That's all I can ask of, as a coach, is to continue to give me your best, continue to grow, and give me your best effort, and that's what I'm getting.
Thomas Jefferson getting another win over Omaha Benson in straight sets a short time later. Yes, it's coming together at TJ. Bodes well for the rest of the season. So, not a bad night for Coach Bond and the girls, but still, Thomas Jefferson's got some work to do. The Yellow Jackets, just 3 wins, but like I said, it's not how you start, but how you finish. And how about the Lynx? First-year head coach Brittany Ridenour, a buzzsaw on her hands. Abraham Lincoln takes down Sioux City Heelan for the first time in 5 years? Then AL goes 5-0 at the Red Oak Invite. The Lynx, an impressive 19-5, including the last 9 in a row. 9th-ranked Lewis Central just rolling along. And then comes the Fort Dodge Invite. The Titans lose 5 of 6 matches. LC now stands at 7-7. What a weekend. And finally, number 4 St. Albert has won 7 of its last 8. The Saints, 13-2, as the high school volleyball season starting to heat up. And it's only going to get better. I mean, we got stuff going on everywhere. You could say, round and round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. Until next week. So, for the Bluffs Sports Zone, I'm JJ Davis, and I'll see you around.